Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. So, I came up with 6 more movie plots that I believe I haven't done yet. So, the 6 that we're going to do is That's My Boy, White Chicks, The Game Plan, The Princess and the Frog, Freaky Friday, and Freakier Friday. We're going to start with That's My Boy, featuring Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg. So, in 1984 in Massachusetts, a teenage boy named Donnie Berger develops an invitation with his middle school teacher, Mary McGarrigle. Intentionally, Mary appears repulsed by Donnie's flirtations and punishes him with a month of detention. However, during this detention, Mary unexpectedly starts to flirt with Donnie in a sexual manner. Then she grabs Donnie by the hand and pulls him into her office, and from what I was hearing, I'm pretty sure they were smushing. And they begin a sexual relationship. But that reluctantly ends after their affair is publicly exposed during an auditorium assembly, which led to Mary's arrest and conviction for statutory rape. She receives a max of 30-year prison sentence, while the scandal inadvertently propels Donnie into the spotlight as a child celebrity. When Mary becomes pregnant, custody of their unborn child is awarded to Donnie's physically abusive father, with the legal provision that Donnie will assume full custody once he reaches adulthood. 28 years later, Donnie has descended into a life of financial instability and alcoholism. He owes $43,000 in back taxes to the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, and faces the threat of a 3-year prison sentence. In a desperate gamble, he places a $20 bet on an 8,000 and car one underdog in an upcoming race. However, hoping for a windfall, while simultaneously devising a contingency plan in case the bet fails. For the past decade, Donnie has been estranged from his adult son, who, to escape the stigma of his parents' scandal, changed his name from Han Solo Berger to Todd Peterson, and fabricated a story that his parents had died in an explosion. Todd has since built a successful career as a businessman and is preparing to marry his fiancée, Jamie, at his boss, Steve Sipro's Cape Cod estate. Meanwhile, Randall Morgan, a television producer familiar with Donnie's former celebrity, he offers him $50,000 to orchestrate a reunion with Todd and Mary. Discovering Todd's wedding plan through a newspaper, Donnie travels to Cape Cod uninvited. Todd, unprepared for the encounter, introduces Donnie as merely an old friend. Feeling irritated by his father's popularity among the wedding guests. Initially reluctant to confront Mary, Todd's stance softens after Donnie manipulates the wedding schedule, convincing Jamie's family to relocate the rehearsal away from churches and persuading Todd's friends to hold the bachelor party at a strip club. Reluctantly, Todd agrees to meet Mary in prison, but when a television crew intrudes on the meeting, he departs in disgust without signing a consent form. The situation becomes more complicated when Donnie discovers Jamie's multiple affairs with Steve and her brother, Chad. Jamie attempts to cover her indiscretions by paying Donnie $50,000 and providing excuses to Todd. Consumed by guilt, Donnie and Vanilla Ice interrupt the wedding to reveal the truth, simultaneously disclosing his partner relationship to Todd. This revelation prompts Todd to break off his engagement, embrace Donnie as his father, leave his corporate job, and reclaim his birth name, Han Solo. In the aftermath, Han Solo begins dating a strip club bartender named Brie, while offering Donnie the financial gain from his newly inherited fortune. Donnie refuses, choosing instead to take responsibility for his past mistakes as he prepares to serve his prison sentence and eventually rekindle his relationship with Mary upon release. He discovers that his long shot bet on the marathon has won $160,000, resolving his IRS debt and allowing him a measure of stability for the first time in decades. Yeah, this is pretty interesting for a movie. I always loved Adam Sandler. He's such a cool actor, and this is definitely a good one. And he has quite the relationship with his teacher. And with that, let's get into the next one, which is going to be White Chicks. This one's about secret agents. In New York City, FBI agent brothers Marcus Anthony II and Kevin Copeland inadvertently ruin a drug bust. Their boss, Chief Elliot Gordon, offers them a reprieve if they safely escort sisters, Brittany and Tiffany Wilson, which are the rich, shallow, socialite daughters of Wilson Cruise Liner CEO Andrew Wilson, who the police suspect will become the next victims in a string of high-profile kidnappings, to a weekend-long fashion event in the Hamptons. On the drive, the sister's dog, Baby, leaps out of the car window, causing Kevin to lose control of the car. The sisters suffer facial cuts, and though minor, they refuse to be seen with them. Kevin sends them into hiding and has a makeup expert friend create a prosthetic disguises so he and Marcus can replace the sisters. Now, they did absolutely look like the real sisters. Kevin went as Brittany, while Marcus went as Tiffany. And they meet the sisters' three best friends, Lisa Anderson, Karen Gugelstein, and Tori Wilson. And their sinister rivals, Heather and Megan Vandergeld. Unbeknownst to Kevin and Marcus, they are being watched by Gordon, along with colleagues Vincent Gomez and Jake Harper, who are undercover posing as hotel staff. At the hotel, pro basketball player Latrell Spencer is attracted to Tiffany, and Kevin sets his sights on New York One News reporter Denise Porter. At the Vandergelds' annual charity auction, Latrell wins a dinner date at a restaurant with Tiffany. While Latrell takes Tiffany to a restaurant, Kevin, believing...
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Denise likes rich men, pretends to be Luttrell and takes Luttrell's car to drive Denise to Luttrell's house. There, he hears about criminal Ted Burton turning the tables on Heather and Megan's father, Warren, who, if you have not seen this movie, you might know that Warren Vandergeld is played by John Hurd, with Kevin becoming romantically involved with Denise, and Tiffany unsuccessfully trying to reject Luttrell. Their combined antics put them under Gomez and Harper's suspicion. At a nightclub, after winning a dance-off against the Vandergelds, Kevin and Marcus learn from a drunken Karen that Warren is penniless and has been taking loans from her father. The brothers conclude that Warren is the mastermind behind the kidnappings. The next day, the real Brittany and Tiffany arrive at the hotel and discover they are being impersonated. They arrive in the Hamptons intent on exposing their clones, as does Marcus's wife Gina, believing he is cheating on her. Realizing the Wilsons are being impersonated by men, Gomez and Harper aim to expose them, but accidentally strip down the real Brittany and Tiffany in front of Chief Gordon. After Gomez and Harper are suspended, a furious Gordon fires Kevin and Marcus. Having lost both his job and possibly his wife, Marcus scolds Kevin for always dragging him into trouble. Later, Kevin and Marcus discover that Warren had embezzled money through his charity. Marcus convinces Kevin to not tell Gordon and to instead redeem themselves with Gomez and Harper's help. Again, posing as the Wilsons, they're chosen for the final fashion show. The Vandergelds are furious that the Wilsons have replaced them on the catwalk. But the real Brittany and Tiffany also perform in the event. During the show, the Vandergeld sisters try to sabotage their rivals, but end up being humiliated by Karen, Lisa, and Tori. The real Brittany and Tiffany appear and expose Kevin and Marcus, causing mass confusion. Warren begins the kidnapping, but incorrectly captures Marcus and Brittany. This begins a fight between the brothers, and Heath and Russ accomplices in the kidnapping. Warren soon captures the real sisters and explains his financial troubles to his wife and daughters, unaware that his confession is being filmed. In the ensuing scuffle, Kevin is nearly shot trying to protect Denise. Luttrell is shot trying to protect Tiffany, and Kevin shoots Warren in the shoulder. Marcus and Kevin capture Warren, while Gomez and Harper apprehend Heath and Russ. Afterward, the true identities are revealed. Luttrell is dismayed that Marcus is not white, seemingly not bothered that he is a man. Warren, Heath, and Russ are arrested, while Gordon reinstates the brothers. Gomez and Harper. Marcus reconciles with Gina. Kevin and Denise begin a relationship, and Luttrell wins over the real Brittany and Tiffany. Tori, Lisa, and Karen admit that they like Brittany and Tiffany a lot more than Marcus and Kevin were them. And the five agree to remain friends and go shopping together. Yeah, White Chicks is cool. I like how it's about FBI agents and rivalry. I remember watching this, I would always rewind the mama joke scene. That scene is just hilarious. Okay. Okay, now we're going deep into Nolans. And we're doing The Princess and the Frog. In 1926, Nolans, a young woman named Tiana, dreams of opening a restaurant. She works 2 waitress jobs to earn money, leaving no time for a social life. Meanwhile, the arrogant Prince Naveen of Maldonia arrives in town and intends to marry Tiana's wealthy best friend, Charlotte at LeBeau. Because his parents have cut him off from the family fortune, Charlotte's father, Big Daddy, hosts a masquerade ball in Naveen's honor. Charlotte asks Tiana to make beignets for the party, paying her enough to buy an old mill to convert into a restaurant. Naveen and his valet, Lawrence, encounter Dr. Vassell, who is an evil voodoo witch doctor who plans to rule Nolans. Vassell transforms Naveen into a frog and Lawrence into a doppelganger of Naveen, using a voodoo talisman containing Naveen's blood. Vassell intends for the disguised Lawrence to marry Charlotte, then kill her father with a voodoo doll so he can gain the LeBeau fortune. At the ball, Tiana learns she has been outbid for the mill and accidentally spills food on her outfit. So Charlotte lends her a princess costume. Feeling disheartened, she begins wishing on a star when Naveen appears, mistaking Tiana for an actual princess. So he asks her to kiss him to break the spell. Now, knowing from this movie, Tiana swore she would never kiss a frog. But she had no choice. She kissed him. Hoping it would offer her a financial reward. Tiana reluctantly agrees to save her restaurant, but she is also instead transformed into a frog as well. The two are chased into a nearby bayou where they meet a few friends. Where they meet a jazz-loving anthropomorphic alligator named Lewis, who never goes anywhere without his trumpet. When they explain their predicament, he suggests they seek the help of Mama Odie, who is another voodoo practitioner who lives in the bayou. The trio come across a Cajun firefly named Ray, who helps them find Mama Odie. Is Abdul during the journey. Boy, does she have quite the setup. Pretty easy for a 197-year-old blind lady. During the journey, Tiana and Naveen begin developing romantic feelings for each other, especially after Naveen learns to be more responsible. Meanwhile, when the talisman containing Naveen's blood runs out, Vassell asks his friends on the other side, a legion of voodoo spirits, to help retrieve Naveen, offering them the souls of the city's population once he succeeds in taking over. And they grant him an army of shadow demons for his bidding. Mama Odie confirms that only Naveen in kissing a princess can break the spell. Tiana realizes that since Charlotte's father has been crowned Mardi Gras king, Charlotte will be a princess until midnight. The group hitches a ride on a steamboat back to New Orleans, during which Naveen tells Ray about his love for Tiana and plans to propose marriage to her. After talking to Tiana, Naveen selfishly decides against proposing, since transforming him and Tiana into humans and financing Tiana's restaurant is contingent on him kissing Charlotte. The shadow demons capture Naveen and bring him to Vassell to replenish the talisman with Naveen's blood. After Ray tells Tiana of Naveen's love for her, Tiana heads to the Mardi Gras parade to find Naveen, only to see the disguised Lawrence marrying Charlotte. Ray rescues the real Naveen and steals the talisman, but is mortally wounded by Vassalor, who then offers to make Tiana's dream come true in exchange for the talisman. Refusing to dishonor her father, Tiana destroys the talisman, leading the voodoo spirits to drag Vassalor into their world for failing to pay back his debt. After Lawrence is arrested, and Tiana reveals her love to Naveen, Charlotte agrees to kiss Naveen, but the clock strikes midnight before she can do so. Ray dies and is incarcerated as a star. During his funeral, Tiana and Naveen are wed by Mama Odie and then restored to human form when they kiss. Since Tiana is now truly a princess, they return to New Orleans and open their restaurant named Tiana's Place. Yeah, this is a good one, and I know I'm not huge into Disney princess movies, but I can handle The Princess and the Frog. All right, next one is for all those football lovers out there. The Game Plan. This is also for those who love Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. In the last game of the American Football Federation's regular season between the Boston Rebels and the New York Dukes, Rebels quarterback Joe Kingman scores a touchdown after ignoring an open wide receiver, Travis Sanders. The next morning, 8-year-old Peyton Kelly arrives on Joe's doorstep saying that she is his biological daughter, and that his ex-wife Sarah sent her there to meet him. His agent, Stella Peck, thinks this will be bad for his image and distracts him with the upcoming playoffs. At the opening of his own restaurant and nightclub and bar, Joe inadvertently leaves without Peyton and is on the cover of a tabloid the next day. Stella decides Joe needs a new fatherly image. At a later press conference, the reporter makes Joe miserable until Peyton comes to his defense, saying that he is new to this and is trying the best he can, and that she thinks that he is the best father in the world. Peyton then says that Joe has to repay her, so she has him to take her to a ballet academy run by Monique Vasquez. Monique has Joe join in their ballet performance to show that ballet takes just as much athletic ability as football. Joe and Peyton begin their relationship after Peyton calls his arrogant and selfish behavior to his attention. Joe takes Peyton and her new friend to the mall, where he begins to develop romantic feelings for Monique. After defeating Denver in the wild card round, Indianapolis in the divisional round, and finally Baltimore in the conference round, the Rebels eventually make it to the championship game held in Arizona in a rematch with the Dukes. Stella offers Joe a $25 million sponsorship with Fanny's Burgers, a successful fast food restaurant run by Samuel Blake Jr., if he wins the game and mentions the product to the press. However, Joe soon begins to bond with Peyton. While at lunch with Joe and Monique at the Barking Crab, Peyton accidentally reveals that she was scheduled to go to a ballet school program for the month, but instead she ran away to meet her father. And Joe is not pleased by those words and gets upset. But before Joe can fully progress this, Peyton has an allergic reaction to the nuts in the dessert she was eating. Wow, she and I have something in common. And when Joe notices that, Joe rushes her to the hospital. Peyton responds well to the treatment and she's going to be fine. Joe's former sister-in-law and Peyton's legal guardian, Karen Callie, arrives to take her home and reveals to Joe that Sarah was killed in a car accident 6 months earlier. After Peyton overhears Stella complaining that she would be a huge distraction to Joe, Peyton decides she wants to return home with Karen. Later, while going through Peyton's bag under a bed at his house, Joe finds some old photos and reads a letter from Sarah saying that she hid Peyton away from Joe as his career was just starting, and she did not want Peyton to be a distraction to him. At the game, Joe initially struggles but is buoyed by Peyton and Karen's arrival, understanding Joe's earlier words about how he wants to remain in Peyton's life. Karen lets Peyton live with Joe. Near the end of the fourth quarter, Joe passes the ball to the running back, Jamal Weber, who gains positive yardage but fails to get out of bounds. Joe hurries his team to the line with the clock running and rushes ahead before being knocked out of bounds. With time for one last play, Joe throws a lob pass to Sanders, who catches the pass, allowing the Rebels to win their first championship. In a post-game interview, Joe chooses to be with Peyton instead of accepting the sponsorship. Yeah, that's good. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did a good job at being a football player and a father to Peyton. I like everything in this movie, but I still like the scene where Joe rushes Peyton to the hospital after she has her allergic reaction. As someone who likes medical-related things, that's one of the big reasons why I like the scene. Heck, maybe I should be an allergist. If I went to school for it, maybe I can and get deep into that. Who knows? Okay, now it's time to get freaky. As in Freaky Friday. Alright. 15-year-old musician Anna Coleman lives in Los Angeles with her 9-year-old brother, Harry, and their widowed psychologist mother, Tess, and their grandfather, Alan. Tess is engaged to Ryan, but Anna has not accepted the engagement, still coping with the death of her father 3 years earlier. At school, she contends with unsympathetic teachers bullying from her former best friends, Stacy Hinkhouse, and an infiltration with classmate Jake Austin, whom Tess disapproves of. Being a musician, Anna plays guitar with her band Pink Slip, which is preparing to audition for a spot in the Wango Tango showcase. However, the audition coincides with Tess and Ryan's wedding rehearsal, preventing Anna from attending. During dinner at Pepe's Chinese restaurant, Anna and Tess argue over the audition. Pepe's mother overhears them arguing and gives them a fortune cookie, which they open while reading the fortunes aloud simultaneously. An earthquake then occurs, which only Anna and Tess feel. The next morning, they discover that they have switched bodies. Tess's body is gone into Anna's, while Anna's body went into Tess's. Tess attends high school as Anna and experiences firsthand the challenges her daughter faces, including targeted mistreatment by English teacher Elton Bates, who holds a grudge after Tess rejects him at their prom decades earlier. Tess threatens to report him unless he treats Anna fairly. Meanwhile, Anna, in Tess's body, struggles to manage her mother's patience and the responsibilities of adulthood. They return to the restaurant where Pepe explains that only an act of selfless love can reverse the switch. While attending Harry's parent-teacher conference, Anna reads a heartfelt essay he wrote about her, prompting her to treat him more kindly. Tess, attempting to reconcile with Stacy, is framed for cheating and sent to detention. Jake helps her complete the test, leading Tess to reevaluate her opinion of him. However, Jake is disappointed when Tess exacts revenge on Stacy by sabotaging her exam. At the same time, Anna is surprised with an impromptu live TV interview about Tess's latest book. Having not read it, she improvises a monologue about aging. Tess and Jake watch the segment, which mortifies the former and amuses the latter. Anna later visits Jake at work, where they connect over music. At the rehearsal dinner, her bandmates get caught attempting to sneak her out for the audition. Ryan allows her to leave, hoping to build trust. Tess and Anna switch roles at the audition, with Anna playing guitar off stage while Tess pretends to perform. After seeing Anna play guitar, Tess commits to being more supportive. Jake, unaware of the switch, is impressed by the performance. Returning to the rehearsal dinner, Tess tells Anna to ask Ryan to postpone the wedding until they switch back. Instead, Anna delivers a heartfelt toast acknowledging Ryan's role in her mother's happiness. With the act of selflessness, the two return to their original bodies. Tess and Ryan proceed with the wedding, and Tess allows Anna to date Jake. Pink Slip performs at the reception. When Harry and Alan begin arguing, Pepe's mother gives them fortune cookies, but Pepe tackles them and retrieves them before another switch occurs. Yeah, you really cannot go wrong with Freaky Friday. I mean, especially if you're someone who likes Lindsay Lohan or Jamie Lee Curtis. You really can't go wrong. But does it compare to its sequel, Freakier Friday? I've seen it before, but let's go. 22 years after the body swapping incident, a now adult Anna Coleman works as a music producer. She raises her now teenage daughter Harper as a single parent and still gets the help of her mother Tess. At school, the teen is constantly annoyed by her new classmate Lily Reyes due to her snobbish personality. After Harper and Lily cause an incident in chemistry class, Anna is called to the principal's office. When she meets Lily's widowed father, Eric, they fall in love and become engaged. 6 months later, the soon-to-be stepsisters are dissatisfied with their predicaments. Harper is worried that her mother will relocate them to London, while Lily is adamant to return there so she can attend a fashion academy in honor of her deceased mother. During Anna's bachelorette party, Anna and Tess, and later Harper and Lily, have separate palm readings from the supposed psychotic Madame Jen, who tells Harper and Lily a fortune about their fractured lives. And just like the first one, an earthquake then occurs, which only the four feel. The next morning, they discover that they once again switched bodies. Anna has Harper's body, while Tess has Lily's. The experienced Anna and Tess advise Harper and Lily to pretend to be each other rather than telling anyone about the switch until they can change back. Realizing their new identities could help them break their parents apart, Harper and Lily lie about Madame Jen, giving them a reading to delay the reversal. Anna and Tess go to school and spend time in detention for a food fight that Harper and Lily cause at a bake sale. While Harper and Lily enjoy the advantages of being adults and come up with a plan to sabotage the wedding. At a photo shoot of Anna's client, Harper and Lily help the young sister Ella overcome her recent breakup. They learn about Anna's former rock star dreams and find a love song, which they assume Anna wrote about her high school ex-boyfriend, Jake Austin. Upon finding him, Harper embarrasses herself when unsuccessfully trying to seduce him in Anna's body. After escaping detention, Anna and Tess find Madame Jen, who reveals Harper and Lily's fortune but warns them that all four of them need to change their hearts in order to change back. Harper, who attends the immigration interview with Eric in Anna's body. Realizing how much Eric loves and cares about her, Harper discovers that Eric also thinks it would be best for their families to stay in Los Angeles, causing Harper to have second thoughts about ruining their wedding. Lily, however, remains determined, so she invites Jake to the rehearsal lunch. She makes a scene in Tess's body, leading to a heated public argument and Eric calling off the wedding. Following a heartfelt conversation with Tess about her homesickness and the loss of her mother, Lily starts to realize the error of her ways. As Tess, Lily tries to convince her father not to give up on Anna. At the same time, Anna, followed by Harper, is called to Ella's concert, learning that Ella invited Anna's old band and the Pink Slip so they could perform together again. Although happy for the reunion, Anna tells Harper she never regretted giving up her singing aspirations because Harper is the best decision she ever made, revealing that the love song was actually written about her. Tess and Lily arrive in time to see the concert, with Lily happily stating she wants to be a part of this family. With Harper and Lily's change of hearts complete, they all return to their original bodies. Eric arrives at the concert, and he and Anna rekindle their relationship. The wedding is held the next day. Sometime later, the family attends the launch event of Tess's latest book. Tess is shocked to learn that Lily, while she was in her step-grandmother's body, took an unflattering picture of her for the book's cover after applying lip plumper. Yeah, this is definitely a good one. I still like those two actresses, Lindsay and Jamie. I feel like I like Jamie Lee Curtis more. But don't get me wrong, Lindsay Lohan is still one of the best actresses out there. But there's something special about Jamie Lee Curtis that I cannot say no to. I think it's just because she's the best. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this, you guys. Peace out.